But the only thing dudes ever seem to talk about in this movie is like, dude, his dick, legendary. And you're like, okay, he's got a big dick. Eventually I'm gonna see this giant dong. Okay, cool, whatever, I get it. But I didn't realize the movie, like, the movie's entire plot kind of surrounds this magic donger on Marky Mark. Like, it Hello, and welcome to Blockbuster Reviews. If you don't know what that is, it is where I play a single game of Tetris Marathon, 150 lines, and I try to review a film before getting a game over or clearing those 150 lines, and the general rule is no spoilers till line 50. Here we go. Boogie Nights is a film from 1997, starring a whole bunch of fucking people, that I was told I needed to see, but I was also told it involves a little bit of the, sensitive subjects. I grew up in a, wouldn't say a, super Christian home. I just was involved with church group, and I devoted my life to Jesus. So I, at no point in my life, had a moment to watch Boogie Nights, and I was always a little worried about just how pornographic it was. And I also heard it was dark. I heard it was dark as fuck. And it has been on HBO Max for a little while, and then I saw that it was leaving HBO Max, so then I got really worried, and I actually watched it the day before it was going to go off the air, which was off the air. That's TV talk, that's nonsense. The day it was going to go off the streaming service, which was actually, wow, New Year's Day. This is god-awful what I've done here. So I turned on Boogie Nights, and it didn't disappoint. It's a very good movie. I've been sleeping on great directors for years. I've been too busy watching, nostalgic garbage from my youth, but I have been really taking a nap on Paul Thomas Anderson, because this movie was fucking awesome. But what I didn't expect, because everything I've been told about it is it's very dirty, and it's very dark, and the performances are next level. So, when I was met with, by the way, this movie stars Burt Reynolds, Marky Mark Wahlberg, John C. Reilly, Don Cheadle, Heather Graham, Julianne Moore, yes, and Luis Guzman, and William H. Macy, and they're all basically fucking killing it. They're killing it so hard. Alfred Molina's in this, Thomas Jane. It's a movie filled with people giving 120 fucking %, but what I did not expect at all was how fucking funny it would be. I'm a big fan of a movie out there that's a comedy noir, The Big Lebowski, and it felt very Big Lebowski-ish, where it had these very comically awesome characters in this crazy situation, but it was also very dramatic. I mean, Big Lebowski is way more comedy than it is dramatic. This, however, had really, really intense dark scenes. It also had really, really funny, messed up, just comedy bits. And, I mean, what can I say about this movie that hasn't been said by reviewers over the past 30 years? It's awesome. It's very well made. There are shots that are next level awesome. The writing is spot on perfect. The acting is pretty great. However, I will just say, call it a bias, if you will. Call it, a little bit of, what's the word? Call it being a hater, call it whatever you want. I'm not a fan of Mark Wahlberg. I don't enjoy his work most of the time, which is fine, you don't have to love everybody, you don't have to think everybody's great. And he did a pretty good job in this. However, there is kind of this perfect level of, like, male bimbo to him, because he plays a Dirk Diggler. I forgot his character's real name. He changes it to Dirk Diggler once he starts fucking on camera. And because the whole film is about his rise to being a prominent pornographic film star in the late 70s into the 80s, while also, completely upending his life, becoming a drug addict like most of the people in this film, and how it kind of comes back on its head and it arcs, and then he becomes a member of this sick, twisted family made up of friends who make movies where people bone each other. It's a very, very surprising movie as well, because I had heard about it for a long time, and the only because you know I hang out with a lot of dudes. No offense to the ladies out there or the non-gendered specific, but the only thing dudes ever seem to talk about in this movie is like, dude, his dick, legendary, and you're like, okay, he's got a big dick. Eventually, I'm gonna see this giant dong. Okay, cool, whatever, I get it. But I didn't realize the movie like. The movie's entire plot kind of surrounds this magic donger on Marky Mark. Like, it's a joke of the movie. It's like Pulp Fiction with the suitcase that lights up. Like, everybody talks about it, and then they see it, and they, like, start crying like it's the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. Women talk about boning him like it's the greatest bone in their life, which, hey man, maybe that's so. But it does make the entire movie very comical, when it'll be like, okay, well, get started, and then you hear the zip, and then men and women and everybody in the room, like, have their jaws drop, and they turn into Tex Avery cartoons. It creates a very laughable moment, and then you go through this movie, and then fucking John C. Reilly shows up, and if you've only really ever seen him in comedy, because I haven't seen Chicago, never seen Talladega Nights, I haven't seen him do any of his dramatic shit, and he starts fucking around with Mark Wahlberg, who, I think the last thing I've seen him in is either Transformers or, like, Daddy's Home. It's like, this is a joke, right? And they are joking, and it's fun dialogue with fun humor, and then, you know, like, really fucked up shit starts happening. Stuff that is very dark and, you know, not something you see all the time, and lots of drugs and violence and crazy, crazy fucking scenes. Sorry, I just completely lost my spot during the intensity of this part. So, I mean, what can I say about it? Like I think I said about it. I think I said it earlier. It's awesome. It's been awesome this entire time. I really didn't give it the credit it deserves because I thought it was just about pornog. It's not. It's about creating a messed up family in your messed up circumstances and forgiving each other, even though you're all kind of this weird, dysfunctional family, but in the end, what family isn't dysfunctional, kind of? It's crazy. I will say I'll probably see it again. Rest in peace to... I think Burt Reynolds is also... Burt Reynolds good? This is going to be very offensive to Burt Reynolds fans, but I don't know if he is dead. I just know that Philip Seymour Hoffman is, also star of The Big Lebowski. But like I said, man, the acting in this was fucking insane, and William H. Macy killed it, and everybody else killed it. All I know is I've run out of time. Boogie Nights. It's not on HBO Max anymore, because I found out it went to Hulu, so me worrying about missing it doesn't matter at all. Have a good one. Enjoy. Peace.